Hi everyone, this is Michael with PianoWithMichael.com. I want to thank you for stopping by. Today we are going to learn a piece by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart called Piano Piece in F K33b. Now, if you like these videos, please like my videos, share it, click on the notification bell so that you get notified when I upload new videos. And then please visit my website, PianoWithMichael.com, to learn more about music, my philosophy of music, and how to kind of teach yourself if you don't have the time or resources to learn music. It's kind of a great way to get started. I've got a whole series of videos with my avatar that teaches the basics of music and hopefully get you started on your musical journey. Okay, so let's get started on here. The first thing I like to do is look at the key signature. So the piano piece in F K33b by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. This simplified version I arranged in F major. So it has one flat. The B is going to be flat. So throughout the piece, all the Bs, unless notified by an accidental, will be played as a flat. Okay, and so F major. Now the timing is 4/4, which basically means that the top number 4 means that there are 4 beats per measure, and the bottom number 4 means that the quarter note gets the beat. Okay, and again, I have a whole series of videos on PianoWithMichael.com, lessons with Miko, that teaches how to look at key signatures and how to count them off. Okay. So again, when I learn a new piece, what I like to do is learn with the right hand, and I'll play it until I get comfortable with it, and then I'll play with the left hand and play through it until I get comfortable with it, and then I'll combine the two and play it that way. And it's just for, at least it works for me, and it might work for you. But anyway, that's kind of how I work on pieces and kind of get them memorized. And since I do have a horrible memory, I tend to play repetitively quite a bit. So anyway, so piano piece in F, K33b by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Okay, so line 1, measure 1. We've got the fourth finger on C, so we got a quarter note C, and then another quarter note C. And then we have an eighth note C, the fourth finger, and then eighth note B flat, and then second finger on A, and then back to third finger on B. Okay, so quarter note, eighth note, eighth note, eighth note, eighth note. Okay, so we'll play that nice and slow. Fourth finger, line 1, measure 1, fourth finger on C. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? So now let's go to line 1, measure 2. Again, we have the fourth finger on a quarter note C, and we'll play that 1 and then we jump down to A with our second finger for a half note. So 2 and 3 and then we use our thumb on F for a quarter note, 4 and. Okay, so line 1, measure 2, fourth finger on C, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so line 1, measure 3, we've got a repetition of measure 1. So line 1, measure 3, we've got the fourth finger on quarter note C, 1 and 2 and then eighth note, 3 and 4 and. Okay, so let's go back. Let's do line 1, measure 3 again. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so I've got line 1, measure 1, 2, and 3 pretty much done. Now I'm going to play it in close to normal speed. So we'll start off line 1, measure 1, fourth finger on C, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so nice pretty little piece. I think it's going to be easy to learn. So that was our right hand. Now we're going to practice our left hand. And let's see, we've got our left hand. We're going to be on F with our pinky on a quarter note. Okay, so 1 and then we go to our thumb on F, 2 and. Okay, and then we have our fourth finger on A, 3 and then our thumb again on F, 4 and. Okay, so line 1, measure 1, left hand, fifth finger on F, 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 A, F. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so line 1, measure 2, we've got our left hand second finger on C for a quarter note. So then we go up to F with our thumb, and then we drop down to A with our fourth finger, and then we go back up to F with our thumb. Okay, so let's do line 1, measure 2 again. C, 1 and F, 2 and A, 3 and F, 4 and. Okay, so line 1, measure 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. So now line 1, measure 3, we go back down to F with our fifth finger. So 1 and then we jump up to an octave to the F with our thumb, 2 and then we go back down to A with our fourth finger, 3 and then we go to our thumb again on F, 4 and. Okay, so let's do that. Line 1, start off at line 1, measure 1 with our left hand. We'll play through the entire line. F, F, A, F, C, F, A, F, 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 A, F. Okay, now I'm going to count it off. So 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's try that over again. Let's try that again using the proper timing. So line 1, measure 1, left hand. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. So now let's got the left hand figured out. So now let's try using both hands, and we're going to play it nice and slowly. Okay. So what I'll do is get ready with the the fourth finger on C, and then the fifth finger, left hand fifth finger on F. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So line 1, measure 1. Let's do that again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. So now let's go to line 1, measure 2 with both hands. We've got our fourth finger on C and our second finger on C as well with the left hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. So line 1, measure 3. Fourth finger on right, fourth finger on C, fifth finger on F. So line 1, measure 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so let's play that again. Line 1, measure 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so now let's try to play that at regular speed. So line 1, measure 1, fourth finger right hand on C, fifth finger left hand on F. So ready? 1 and 2. Let's try a little bit faster. Oops. Line 1, measure 1. Okay. So I'm going to play that over and over until I feel real comfortable and I don't have to think about it too much. So line 1, measure 1. We'll play it again. Oops. Okay, so I definitely need a lot of practice there. So in learning this piece, I would probably play it over and over and over. So line 1, measure 1. Let's try it again. Okay. Okay, so let's go, let's take that concept. Sometimes I'll have difficulty in a certain passage. My fingers aren't accustomed to playing a sequence of notes, and so what helps me out is I'll take that and just play it over and over and over at different speeds, different touch sensitivity, legato, then staccato. And it's really just to get my fingering patterns ingrained in my head and get those neural connectivities going on and kind of that muscle memory. And so I had a little bit of difficulty at line 1, measure 3. So what I would just do is practice that as much as I can. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to line 1, measure 1. So I'm having difficulty in line 2, line 1, measure 2. So let's try that. Start from the C and the C. Okay. Let's see if I can't play line 1 through its entirety without messing up too much. So at normal speed. Okay, so again, it helps out to just take a particular part of the measure or a particular part of the line or a measure or a series of measures. If you're having difficulty playing it, just to practice it over and over. I've heard of some people playing it backwards as well. For me, I'll just play it at different speeds, different length of each note, whether it be legato or staccato, and until it just gets comfortable, and then I'll practice playing it while kind of really focusing on reading it at the same time. Okay, so let's try that again. Line 1, measure 1. Okay, so I can already tell I'm already feeling comfortable with it. Now as I expand on to different lines, I will probably have to come back to that and practice that one a little bit again. So anyway, so let's go to line 2, measure 1, fourth finger on C for a quarter note. And then we drop down to A, half note with our second finger, 2 and 3 and then our thumb is on F for a quarter note, 4 and. Okay, so line 2, measure 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so C, A, F. Okay, so now let's go to line 2, measure 2, and we've got our fourth finger on D, so we've got a quarter note, and then an eighth note, then third finger on C, second finger on B flat, and then third finger on C. Okay, so line 2, measure 2, quarter D, 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 C, B flat, C. Okay, so line 2, measure 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, So let's go to line 2, measure 3, and we've got our fourth finger on D, and then B flat, second finger, and then thumb is on G. Okay, and then we transition to the D with our fifth finger, and that way we get prepared for the next series of notes and next series of fingering. Okay, so line 2, measure 3, we've got D, B flat, G, D. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so again, fourth finger, second finger, thumb, fifth finger. Okay, so now let's go back to line 2, measure 1, and play the whole line 2 nice and slowly, counting off. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Oops, let's try that again. Line 2, measure 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, now I'm going to just say the notes. So line 2, measure 1. We got C, A, F, D, 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 C, B flat, C, D, B flat, G, D. Okay? So I am going to play that with the right hand, and again, I'll play it over and over, but for this time, I'm just going to play it with a faster tempo. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and, oops, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? So line 2, measure 1, we'll play it again. Oops. So that's actually how I would play it, and when I finish this, I'll play it at that speed. So. Okay. So now let's go to the left hand. Line 2, measure 1. We've got our second finger on C. Then we've got that F. Then octave down F with our fifth finger. And then F again. Okay, so line 2, measure 1. C, F, F, F. Okay, line 2, measure 2. Our pinky on B flat. And then our thumb, octave higher, B flat. And then A with our fifth finger. And then A again with our thumb. Okay, so line 2, measure 2, B flat, B flat, A, A. So line 2, measure 2, we've got 1 and 2 and 1, 3 and 4 and. Okay. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so line 2, measure 3, we're going to have our left hand pinky on G, then thumb octave higher G, and then we're going to drop down to E with our pinky, and then up to E again with our thumb. Okay, so line 2, measure 3, we've got G, G, E, E. Okay, so line 2, measure 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, now let's try to get the two hands working together. Line 2, measure 1, we'll play it nice and slowly. Fourth finger on C with the right hand. Second finger on C with the left hand. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. Oops. So line 2, measure 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? So let's try that again. Line 2, measure 1, both hands, right hand on, fourth finger on C, second finger on C with the left hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. So now let's play that with a little bit of faster tempo. Oops. Okay, definitely need some work on that. So okay, I think I'm getting it there. So line 2, measure 1. Okay, I'm going to play that again. I need a lot of work, I can tell. So line 2, measure 1, fourth finger on C, right hand, left hand, second finger on C. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, so let's go to line 3, measure 1 with the right hand, and it looks like it just kind of repeats that same pattern. So C, quarter note, fourth finger, line 3, measure 1, 1 and 2 and then we got the 8th notes. C, B flat, A, B flat. Okay, so let's try that again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so now let's go to line 3, measure 2, fourth finger on the right hand on C, quarter note, 1 and then our second finger on A, and then thumb on F, and then fifth finger to get prepared for the next series of notes on C. Okay, so line 3, measure 2, fourth finger on C, C, A, F, C. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so let's play that with a faster tempo. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so line 3, measure 3, fourth finger on B flat, quarter note, 8th note, A, G, A. Okay, so fourth finger on B flat, B flat, B flat, B flat, A, G, A. So, okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so let's play line 3, measure the entire line 3 by itself, with right hand by itself. Okay, so C, 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 B flat, A, B flat, C, A, F, C, B flat, B flat, B flat, A, G, A. Okay, so line 3, measure 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. I'm going to play that without counting. I'll count in my head, but and without saying the notes. Okay. Line 3, measure 1. Okay, so when you play it without stopping and without counting out loud and playing at normal speed, then you can kind of really get the flavor of that song. Okay, so left hand, line 3, measure 1. We got the pinky on A, thumb on A, G, G. Okay, line 3, measure 1. We got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so line 3, measure 2, we've got F with the pinky, F with the thumb, and then we jump down to D with our thumb, and then D with our, D with our pinky, and then D with our thumb. So line 3, measure 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and, okay? So let's go to line 3, measure 3. Fifth finger, pinky on G, G, F, F. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay. So now let's combine the two hands together. Line 3, measure 1. We'll go fourth finger on C and fifth finger on A. So we'll play it nice and slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay. So let's do that again. Line 3, measure 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay. Line 3, measure 2. We've got C with the right hand, F with the left hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay. Line 3, measure 3. We've got our fourth finger on B flat and our pinky on G with the left hand. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay. So line 3, measure 3. Okay, so now I'm going to play it at a faster tempo. So line 3, measure 3. So I'll play that again. Okay, so let's go back to line 3, measure 1, and we'll play the entire line. So fourth finger on C, fifth finger, left pinky on A, line 3, measure 1. Okay, so I'll play that over again. Okay, I like that. I forgot after I completed line 2 that I would go back and start off from line 1 and just kind of go all the way through line 1 and line 2 before I started studying line 3. And that's just kind of a practice that I do. I know other musicians will do the same thing. Some people will play it backwards and do these crazy things. And to each their own, however it helps you to learn. For me, I've learned that playing each line and then learning another line and then going back and then going through to wherever you've learned kind of helps me out. So, okay, so let's go back to line 1, measure 1, and we'll play through the end of line 3, and we'll take it nice and slow. Okay, so fourth finger on C, fifth finger on F, line 1, measure 1. Okay, I like it. So I'm going to play that again, line 1 through line 3, and I'll play it a little bit faster. Okay. So let's go to line 4, measure 1, right hand. Our fourth finger is going to be on B flat, second finger on G, thumb on E, and then the fourth finger on B flat. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay, so B, G, E, B flat. So B flat, G, E, B flat. Okay. So line 4, measure 2, we're gonna drop down with our on that B flat with our fifth finger, this time the pinky. So and those are eighth notes. So we're gonna go 1 and 2 and, okay, and then we're going to have our fourth finger on A for eighth notes. So 3 and 4 and, okay, so line 4, measure 2, fifth finger on B flat, eighth note. So we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay. So B flat, A, G, F, A, G, F, E, okay. So I'll play it nice tempo. Okay. So let's go to line 4, measure 3. This is where we finish off the piece. And it's going to be our thumb on E for an eighth note. And then we've got that E, F, excuse me. And we've got that long line underneath it. And that's called the tie. And we're just going to take the first note and what it's tied with and just combine the two durations to make it as one complete duration. So that's actually going to be a half note tied with a dotted quarter note. So the half note you count as 2 beats, so that would be actually, so the first note E is actually the eighth note. So coming into F, that would be the and part of 1 and. So we go 1 and 2 and 3, and then you'd count the rest in 4 and, okay? So let's go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you just take that half note and the dotted quarter note and you just tie them together, and so you actually have 3.5 beats. And the eighth note E, so thumb on, oh, so it looks like I got some fingering off there. Okay, so I might have to, that F, so line 4, measure 3, the first note, the E, eighth note E, should be played with a thumb, and then coming up and completing the piece is the F, the tied half note with the dotted quarter note. That should be played with your second finger, so I might have to change that. So line 4, measure 3, E, F. Okay. So line 4, measure 1, we'll play it nice and slow. We've got B flat, G, E, B flat, B flat, A, G, F, A, G, F, E, E, F. Okay, so line 4, measure 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so now let's play this at a faster tempo. Line 4, measure 1. Okay. So line 4, measure 1 with the left hand. We've got our pinky on E, octave higher with thumb, E. Then we go down to C, and then C with thumb. So line 4, measure 1, 1 and 2, excuse me, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so line 4, measure 2. Our fifth finger on F for a quarter note, F, A, B flat, C. So fifth finger F, fourth finger A, third finger B flat, second finger C. So line 4, measure 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. Okay, so line 4, measure 1, we're going to finish it off with our thumb on F for a quarter note. So 1 and so F, and then second finger on C, fourth finger on A, fifth finger, last note on F. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay, so 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so left hand, line 4, measure 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so line 4, measure 1, left hand. Okay, so now let's use our right hand and our left hand together. Line 4, measure 1. Play it nice and slowly. So fourth finger on B flat, left pinky on E. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and oops. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and oops. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. Definitely needs a lot of work on that, so I'll practice that over and over. So fourth finger on B flat, fifth left pinky on E, line 4, measure 1. Okay, let's play that again. Line 4, measure 1. All right. So let's go back to line 1, measure 1. We'll play both hands together and the entire piece. And wherever we might have some problems, we can go ahead and just practice it over and over at that spot, and then we'll play the entire piece in its entirety, hopefully without any mistakes. Okay, so line 1, measure 1, fourth finger on C, and pinky on F. Okay, and we'll play it nice and slowly. And I'll count it off in my head, but I'm not going to count it out loud. Okay. All right. Nice, quaint little piece. Okay, so piano piece in F major, K33b by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. F major, and the timing is 4/4. Okay, I definitely need to practice that over and over, but we're going to give it another shot and see if we can't play without mistakes. So, piano piece in F, K33b by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Okay, there's definitely some places that I need to work on that. So we'll try that again. Piano piece in F major, K33b by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Okay, I think I've got that. So anyway, that's piano piece in F major, K33b by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, one of my favorite composers. Amazing story about him is he only lived to 35 years old, but he wrote and left so much music. And one of the fascinating things about Mozart is that he could literally hear a very complex piece once and then be able to write it out in its entirety without any mistakes. He had just an extraordinary, not just memory, but the ability to assimilate all the notes and hear all the notes and remember all the notes and then be able to transpose it later on. And it's just a testament to how amazing Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart is and was, and why a lot of people consider him to be one of the greatest gems of the musical history. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. Please like this video, share it. Click on the notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos. And please go to my website, PianoWithMichael.com, to really get an idea of what music did for me and how I think it can help society and how it can develop both the left and right hemispheres of the brain, but also really develop the analytical, deep analytical mindset with the benefit of tapping into and what I call opening up that creative side of us that I think in our society gets a little bit dampened down. And so music, left hand, right hands on the piano, and I do express just improvising and not worrying about timing and the rigidity of and the formalities of strict rules. Although that's very important and it's a part of my theory of what you should practice, but another part is just absolute exploration of ideas and kind of letting go and tapping into and exercising that creative component of our minds. So again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it helpful. Visit our website for content, tips, and products. And as always, practice, but make sure it's fun.